Alex, thanks for joining us on the show, bro.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm very grateful.
How are you? How's your Knotfest going?
It's been sick. I love coming to this country so much. I said it on stage. It's my favourite place to play by far.
Number 3? Is this the third time we've seen it?
Knotfest number 3, yeah. So, this is our third Knotfest, third time coming over to Australia as well. So, if that's what you meant.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah. That's what I meant.
Yeah. So, sorry. Third time in Australia.
Dude, how you told me a story just before that you got into a bit of mischief.
So I went away snowboarding before I came here and fractured my sternum and then went to see Not Loose at the pre-show and nearly knocked myself out there. So feeling a little bit fragile right now, but we move. We keep it moving.
Keep it going. Keep it going. Man, I got to say that you guys put on one of the best fucking shows on the planet.
Thank you.
And we saw you just before, and I've seen you before. Man, how do you even get through that without sort of stopping yourself and going, this is just crazy? Like, people just, for your set, it's like instant death. It's like people go crazy.
I know. Do you know what? It's always going to be a bit hard being the opening band on a festival of this size because, people are still coming through the gate. They've got their breakfast in the hand. And they're always going to be like a bit reluctant to just start doing a lap of the field within the first 3 songs of the opening band. So, but we pride ourselves on being able to, have a show that's full of energy. We bring energy, and hopefully the crowd reciprocate that. And they have done today, 100%.
Absolutely.
Especially because they've just been stood in the rain for like an hour as well. So,
it's funny.
They're probably happy for the opportunity to dry off. So.
Dude, that's what I meant. Like, you guys put on like one of the best shows, and people just go absolutely batshit crazy for you guys. And I've seen video footage of different shows you played around the world, and people just don't hold back for you guys. It's just incredible.
No, man, that's what we want everyone to come, get wild, and leave with a smile on their face. That's like the ethos of a Malevolence show. So,
that's what it's about.
That's what it's about, man.
That's what it's about. Of course, not only have we got some amazing international bands here, but we've got some of our best local. Well, I don't know if they're even local anymore. But, our national bands, like Alpha Wolf Boys, Avoid Vision Boys, a little band called Parkway something.
Parkway Drive.
That's the one. Yeah.
North Lane,
of course.
The boys.
Mate. Yeah. So, of course, how's it sharing the stage with those guys? Not only here, but I'm sure you've played overseas with them as well.
It's sick, man. Like I said, we're really grateful to be here and be given the opportunity. And it's great as well, just in like the backstage to catch up with mates, like the mates that we don't get to see that often, and have a catch up and see them smash it as well. Like we haven't actually had a chance to even like see Slipknot or Parkway Drive yet because of the flying schedule, but today is the first day where we will be able to. So I'm looking forward to seeing everyone's live shows and seeing like how the energy levels rise throughout the day. So it's going to be sick.
It's going to be crazy. And you played the other night with Trivium and Amon Amarth. How was that?
That was sick. Yeah, we were a bit hesitant. Not hesitant. A bit apprehensive is the word I'm looking for. Kind of because it's a very, very traditional metal show. How we'd go down, and I feel like we had a few fans in the house, but predominantly it was people there for Trivium and Amon Amarth. But 3 songs in, the whole room's spinning, so everyone's there with a smile on their face. I can only assume that we're doing our job well. So It was sick. I had a great time, and we know the Trivium guys as well. We've just done 2 months around UK and Europe with them, so we literally had 2 weeks apart from them, and then I'm back with them. So it's just like being reunited with your long lost family after 2 weeks. But it's sick.
Oh, man, that's awesome. That's awesome. Of course, your latest album, Malicious Intent, man, that has Matt Heafy on it.
Yeah.
And you're touring with him.
Yeah, so it was funny how it came about that. Matt hit us up. This was like before we knew who, had a connection with him. He hit us up and on Instagram and was just like, yo, I'm a big fan of the band. I hear you guys are recording an album. Do you have any space for us? And we were like, of course, like we're not going to turn him down. He's like one of our idols. He got me into heavy metal, like Ascendancy back in the day.
Really?
So yeah, that was like one of my first metal albums. So when he hit us up, you know, we're all fanboying a little bit, and yeah, we actually tweaked a song so that we made space for him. And yeah, he was just super. He's been super supportive ever since, like sharing the band a lot, spreading the word, putting us on tour. Yeah, shouts out to them boys.
Yeah, legends.
Absolutely.
Man, of course, you know, the headliner Slipknot, it's their festival. Knotfest, of course.
Yeah.
What do they mean to you? I mean, were they a band that had an impact on you when you were growing up as well?
Oh, 100%. I feel like when I first heard Iowa, I didn't have a fucking clue. Sorry, I don't know if I'm allowed to swear. I didn't have a...
Yeah, you can say what the fuck you want.
All right, go. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm real Australia. But yeah, Iowa, when I first heard that, I was just like, what is this? And it just opened me up to a whole new realm of heavy music. So to say like that they're not one of the most influential bands in as a Malevolence as a collective would be a lie. They're so, like, we've looked up to them for a long time. So to be a part of this, it's a massive honour.
That's awesome. And you've been touring your asses off, like, since everything sort of opened up again. You guys have been really going hard by the looks of things.
Yeah, non-stop.
How's it been out there in the big wide world? Are you noticing any sort of difference? Is it harder over in Europe now? I've been hearing that's something I've been hearing about.
To be honest, I feel like since the lockdown stuff, the band has grown so much. I mean, it grew so much over lockdown, and then to come back after that in 2 years of no shows and see the reaction of like the EP that we put out and then the album, it's just been mind-blowing. I'm still like playing catch up a little bit because like the reactions of the live shows, the amount of people like buying the CDs and vinyl and the merchandise is just, it's just been huge. So like I'm so grateful for like all these opportunities that we've had. And yeah, it's just while we've been going non-stop, I keep taking moments to remind myself, like 4 years ago we were nowhere near this level, and now we're here. I'm loving every minute of it.
And it seems like you guys are just getting bigger and bigger now. Like the next level is just...
Yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of work to do though, man, and we're fully aware of that. Like we're like I said, we're in a good spot now. We're on a good wave, and you know we're excited for what the future holds. We've got a lot of cool shit planned. So yeah,
that's
all
so cool.
aboard the Malev train.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to ask you about, I saw the pictures of you in, was it Milan? Was it with the bootleg?
Yeah, but Milan, Italy. Yeah, so yeah, they just pulled up outside the show, and we were all buzzing. Like we were like, yes, finally, we've been fucking bootlegged. Finally, fucking made it. I was like texting my mum, like sending her pictures, like, Mum, I've made it. But I know like some people don't really like it, but we were buzzing off it, and yeah, so like we were speaking to the guys who were selling the t-shirts, and we were just like, yo, come, we're in that band. They didn't have a fucking clue who we were, but they were just like, can we all have one of them shirts, please? So yeah, we all got hooked up by the bootleggers, and then we decided to play them a little bit of their own game and printed our own bootleg shirt with exactly the same design for exactly the same price. So yeah, it was it was a bit of fun.
That is genius. That is genius. But of course, I mean, how are you guys battling that whole thing at the moment where, you know, the venues are taking their too much cut? I mean, obviously, you know, I'm talking about it online, you know, some bands are talking about, you know, selling their stuff out front of venues, but then the venues will call the cops. And is there a plan there to sort of battle that for you guys?
I mean, I think it's good that it's getting a lot of traction right now. And I feel like there's a lot more people talking about it, obviously, since post-COVID, and cost of living is a lot more expensive for everyone. Obviously, we want to be in a position where we want to make our merch as affordable as possible to fans.
Yep.
And not rip people off, especially the people that are supporting you. So, but it's hard to do that when you've got venues taking such a big cut, because we also need to make a living as well.
Absolutely.
So there needs to be some compromise and some middle ground, I think, somewhere. What that is remains to be seen, I think. But I think it's good that it's getting the traction, and the conversation about it is now picking up momentum, because, you know, it's rough, man. Like, it's rough, especially when you've you've got venues taking up to like 45% of your money, and that's a huge cut for a touring band. And I also can kind of understand it from a venue side where they have costs to cover too.
Yeah.
So, but whether that should be coming from the band's merchandise sales is another thing. So it's a hot topic. I don't really have an answer for it right now, but I feel like it's good to be at least having these conversations. I feel like it'd be good from someone from the venue side, promoter's side, agent's side, to start the ball rolling on a wider conversation. And it's got to start from the top, really. Bands can bitch and moan about it as much as they want, but realistically, then it relies on the big dogs to make the changes. So yeah, we'll see. It's an interesting time.
I think so too, man. I hope it all works out over there and shit gets sorted out. But the aggression sessions, you got a 3-way split with Die Hard as Murder and Fit for an Autopsy.
Yeah, man.
Man, I've heard it. I've been lucky enough I heard it. And it's fucking awesome, dude.
Thank you.
It's so good. But that Anastacia cover took me by... So, spoilers.
Whoa.
That took me by
it's
surprise.
Okay, the track list is out.
Yeah. Look out, people. That took me by surprise.
Yeah, I mean, do you know what? Like, and everyone was telling us not to do it. And everyone was like, don't do that. Do a metal song. And I was like, fuck that, man. Who the fuck wants to hear another cover of a metal band covering another metal band? Let's do something different. But yeah, we just wanted to do our own thing on it, and yeah, that's one of my favourite songs. And then I played it because some of the lads hadn't even heard the original, and I played it in the car, and I was like, let's do a cover of this. We can make it sick. And yeah, I'm really happy. I love that cover. I think it's great.
I do too. It's fucking awesome, man. But of course. Is there another new album on the way? Is that something you guys are working on?
Yeah, we're
sneaky.
So we're trying to stay proactive. We're notorious for taking a bit of a gap between records, and we're not trying to fall into that dip again. We're keeping the train rolling, and a lot of train references in this interview.
Yeah. We'll just keep going. Woo woo.
Yeah. We're keeping the train rolling, and yeah, we are writing right now, and we've got a busy year ahead, going into next year as well. So we're on it. We're on it. And I'm excited. We have some demos in place, and some of it's hard-bodied shit.
So fucking keen. I'm so keen, man. I'm so keen. But in the meantime, enjoy the rest of your Knotfest. Thanks for hanging out with us on the show. And, mate, we will see you very, very soon, I hope.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. If you were in the pit at Knotfest, shouts out to you. Thank you very much.
Keep the train going.
Woo! Woo!